So knowing your horse's vitals, and one of them being their temperature, is really important information, particularly in the event that your horse shows signs of not being well, is dull, lethargic, goes off their feed or their drink, or even if you're traveling quite regularly to competitions or events. We often take our horse's temperature when we think something's wrong, and while that can still be useful, if we don't know what their temperature is normally when they're healthy, it only gives us limited information. So baseline temperature for most horses, adult horses, is about 37.2 to 38.3 degrees Celsius. Weather conditions, exercise and stress levels can all influence that. So where you can take temperature at the same time each day is really useful. I typically, when I'm establishing baseline temperature for a horse, will take it first thing in the morning. I recommend now, if you're on holidays or anytime you get a chance, taking your horse's temperature for several consecutive days, and again, remembering that that morning period is really good, and recording their temperature is most useful. I recommend to clients to put their horse's temperature in the notes section of their phone where they keep their vet's phone number, so that in the event that they need to call their horse's vet if something isn't right, they've got their horse's normal temperature there. So I'm just going to take Evie's temperature here, and you just need a standard human thermometer is fine. One of the ones that's suitable for insertion, not one that you poke at their head and get their temperature by standing afar. Lubricating your thermometer is advisable. Some people like to use a bit of Vaseline or lubricant. I just tend to use a bit of spit. And then standing on the near side of your horse and either having your horse safely tied up or someone standing at their head, just let them know you're behind them, standing on that near side, pushing the tail away from you, turning your thermometer on and pushing it in. And keeping the thermometer there until you hear it beep. So Evie's temperature is 37.8 degrees Celsius, which again is in the normal range. But what I'm looking to do is take her temperature for several consecutive days, because some horses will tend to be in that lower end of normal, or lower end of that normal range, and some will tend to be in the higher end. If you've got a horse that typically is in the low 37, say 37.2, 37.3, their first signs of an elevated temperature may still be within a range that's considered normal, but for that horse is a sign that they're starting to develop an elevated temperature. And that's really useful information to pass on to your horse's vet or healthcare professional.